Have you ever felt something watching you? Just beyond the tree line? Not a person. Not an animal. Something else. Something ancient. And unnatural. In the darkest corners of North America, whispers travel on the wind. Whispers of a being that walks between worlds, not human, not beast. A creature feared by the elders, never spoken of lightly, the Skinwalker. Tonight, we venture into real stories reported by Native Americans, stories passed down from generation to generation. Stories that aren't just campfire tales, but warnings. The origins, Navajo legends. The term Skinwalker is most closely tied to the Navajo, or Dene people, where it is known as Yin or Lushi, he who walks on all fours. But to call it a shapeshifter is a simplification. This is no fairy tale werewolf. According to Navajo tradition, a skinwalker is a witch who has forsaken their humanity, committing unspeakable acts to gain the ability to transform into animals. Coyote, owl, deer. Or sometimes, a monstrous hybrid of many. But always, with human eyes staring back at you. It's said that skinwalkers can run faster than a car, leap across canyons, mimic voices, and even possess the minds of the weak. You don't see a skinwalker. It sees you first. And if you're hearing about this now, they say, it might already be watching. The story of the sheep herder, Arizona. Let's begin with Thomas Yazzie, an elderly sheep herder from the Arizona-New Mexico borderlands. His family lived on a remote part of the Navajo reservation for generations. One night, he was out late checking on his livestock. "I heard a baby crying," he said. "But there weren't no babies on my land." He followed the sound cautiously, flashlight flickering. Then, silence. Moments later, a massive figure leapt over the fence, landing among the sheep. It was shaped like a wolf but much larger, unnaturally so, long limbs, and glowing yellow eyes. He fired a shot. The creature turned and locked eyes with him, human eyes, and smiled. The next day, his prize ram was found dead, its heart missing but no blood anywhere. Thomas never spoke of it again. The running man, Ute tribe Utah. The Ute people of Utah refused to even utter the name. They believe skinwalkers are tied to a dark history, a curse left behind during a tribal war centuries ago. One story comes from a police officer near the Uinta Basin. Responding to a report of a prowler, he saw what he thought was a tall man sprinting across the desert at over 50 miles per hour on all fours. He chased the figure with his squad car, but it vanished mid-stride. When he returned to the station, shaken, he told the elders what he saw. One of them nodded solemnly and said, "It's not the first time. It won't be the last." To this day, that stretch of road is called Witch Path by locals. Officers refuse to patrol it alone. The story of the campfire imitator, New Mexico. In 1998, a group of Navajo teens went camping near the Juska Mountains. As they sat by the fire, one of them, Danny, went into the woods to relieve himself. A few minutes later, he returned. But something was off. He sat down. Didn't speak. Didn't move. Just stared at them, not blinking. One of the girls said, "That's not Danny." Another shined a flashlight in his face. His eyes reflected red, and his smile stretched too wide. Suddenly, they heard Danny's real voice crying from the forest, begging for help. The figure by the fire stood and bolted into the dark on all fours. Danny was found hours later, unconscious but alive. He still won't talk about what happened in those woods. The shape that followed, Apache lands. An elder Apache woman named Josephine told a story that haunted her for decades. As a child, she was warned never to whistle at night, it invites the skinwalker. One night, while playing with her cousin, she whistled a song into the wind. At first, nothing happened. But then, they heard the same whistle, repeated back. They ran inside. That night, something circled their house, scratching at the walls, tapping on the windows. The next morning, claw marks, long and jagged, were found 8 feet high on the wooden panels. Josephine believes the skinwalker didn't come to kill. It came to mark her. For what? She never found out. The road encounter, White Mountain Reservation. A trucker hauling wood through the White Mountains of Arizona reported a disturbing event in 2003. Around 2:30 a.m., his headlights caught a naked man running alongside his truck, easily keeping pace at 70 miles per hour. When he stopped, thinking it might be a hallucination, the man darted in front of the truck and vanished into the woods. Later, tribal police told him, "Don't go looking. It doesn't want to be seen." His dashcam footage mysteriously erased the next morning. The Skinwalker of Skinwalker Ranch, Utah. Though made famous by media, Skinwalker Ranch is taken very seriously by local tribes. The ranch is considered cursed land, a battleground between the Ute and Navajo. The Skinwalkers were said to be summoned during the war, and they never left. Multiple accounts include cattle mutilations with surgical precision, creatures phasing through fences, voices mimicking loved ones, shadowy figures with glowing eyes watching from rooftops. The native ranger once said, "They're not animals. They're watchers." Even government-funded investigations couldn't explain the phenomena. Whatever haunts the land, it doesn't follow science. It follows ancient law. Why you should never talk about them. Many native cultures are hesitant to discuss skinwalkers publicly, out of respect, but also fear. It's believed that speaking the name draws their attention. That the more you acknowledge them, the more they become real in your life. They don't haunt the careless. They haunt the curious. So if tonight, you hear a knock on your window, a voice mimicking a friend, or see eyes that don't belong staring at you from the tree line, don't look. Don't answer. And above all, don't say their name out loud.